19 hours ago, Nintendo had an update. Whoops. Nintendo had an update.
Situation. In my last video, I talked about a patch that Nintendo released that, based on their notes, seemingly undid something that a lot of Mario Kart players really didn't like, specifically concerning Mario Kart World. So the distinction between 3-lap courses and intermission courses, or the highway courses, that's where the sort of the forefront of the controversy lies, where in online multiplayer, when you finish a 3-lap course, you are taken to this menu where you can vote for what the next track will be. And more often than not, it'll take you to essentially an intermission or highway track that is far less desired than the 3-lap courses, because the intermission tracks are just deemed to be inferior in their design, requiring less skill, less strategy. They're just more boring. There's just a level of gameplay that isn't quite as refined as the 3-lap courses. And so Nintendo forcing players to engage with the intermission courses is just something that people didn't like. And so they discovered that the random button, essentially, if that's what's voted for most, and if that's what's picked, it'll essentially guarantee a 3-lap course. But then Nintendo, being Nintendo and wanting to control the way you play, decided to update that feature out of the game in this past.
Big surprise. The company you gave Green Tendo money, you gave them power, and guess what? They took more of it. That's what you get, losers. Anyone who's out there that wasted money on this console, on these games that are $80 fucking, you're a bunch of losers and you're part of the problem. So get fucked. Get fucked. That's exactly how I feel. You get what you fucking deserve. The fact that you would feed $700 to a company that's willing to charge you $80 for games that are literally copy and paste shells of other fucking Nintendo games, you get what you fucking deserve. This is what you get. You feed this, and they give it back. They regurgitate shit. Enjoy. This is what you fucking get, losers.
Selected in random when selecting next course in a wireless versus
but Donkey Kong's so good! It's an $80 copy and fucking paste platformer. You're a fucking retard.
So that doesn't guarantee a 3-lap course, so that more often than not, it will take you to an intermission or a highway track, because Nintendo wants players to play a mix of both, but players are straight up telling Nintendo, we don't like that, we don't like the intermission courses.
This is the same company that blocks you out of a $700 console for getting secondhand cartridges, not even realizing it, for trying to buy a non-Nintendo dock to save money, will actually brick your console. Getting the secondhand cartridges will brick your console. Getting the certain types of charging stations brick your consoles. Like, getting called a cheater when you're not even a cheater will brick your fucking console. You have to get in contact with the Nintendo. This is what you fucking get. Big surprise that the company that is trying to control everything fucking lied and is just trying to control you more. You get what you fucking deserve.
You'd like to have at least the option to forego those courses, Nintendo.
Yeah, you can't even, just like the commenter said, you can't even use a device unless it's a Nintendo branded device. What did you expect? That they would take more control? Or that they would just loosen up the noose? No, you fucking oversized children that are spending $700 on this console? What did you expect? What did you expect?
Said, nah, bro, we decide.
I don't even blame Nintendo at this point.
We decide what's best for the game, and in the stubborn way that Nintendo can often be. But then they came out with this patch recently on July 29th, 2025, version 1.2.0, that seemingly addressed this, that seemingly indicated that they heard and listened to the backlash and the feedback and made some adjustments, because the backlash for this was pretty severe. I mean, from, forums and social media to major Nintendo and Mario Kart content creators, universally, this was an abhorred update. And so right here we have a bullet point that reads, increase the frequency of lap-type courses appearing in the selection when choosing the next course in versus race and wireless races. A lot of folks on social media were happy about seeing that bullet point.
And you know what happened? They fucking lied and they didn't put it in because they want to control you.
And news outlets came out and talked about how Nintendo seems to have undone at least aspects of that change that people really didn't like. But what I said in my last video discussing this was, time will tell whether the update pushes that enough, whether it reverses the abhorred change enough that players are actually going to be happy with the situation, or if the change is too minimal, where even if some kind of adjustment was made, it's not enough to ultimately fix the issue of not giving players the choices that they want to make as far as what tracks they want to play online is concerned. And now we know that based on the experiences that Mario Kart World players have been having, Nintendo ultimately changed absolutely nothing. Hell, I mean, it's as good as lying, essentially, what Nintendo did, given how few differences there are. And among the biggest proponents of this...
You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. Congratulations, here's your fucktard card.
...situation is Shortcat, who is a Mario Kart dedicated YouTuber who came out with this video titled, Thanks, Nintendo. I highly recommend you give it a watch.
This is the same company that will copyright every one of your fucking YouTube videos if you try to record their gameplay. And it's the same fucking gameplay, dude. Like, if you play Mario Party, you've played them all. If you play fucking Mario Kart World, you've played them fucking all. They're all copy and paste with slightly different game mechanics. Jesus fucking Christ. It'd be any other company, and you'd never hear the fucking end of it. I don't get it. Why? Even fucking EA rolled back its $80 game price tag. Like, Xbox rolled back. They took back the $80 price tag for games. You guys are really spending $80 to $100 for these dumpster fire, copy and paste, racing, fucking platformer, dog shit kid games. As adults, you get what you fucking deserve. You are a fucking dumbass if you buy these games. I wouldn't even buy this shit for my kid. You know why? Because I'd be so scared to get anything that's not a Nintendo dock or a fucking Switch cartridge from Nintendo that it would brick the console and I'd be down like $800 fucking dollars. No.
It gives you a rundown of all of the patch updates and additions, and some of the additions are neat, others are really minor, and then there's some still baffling lack of quality of life updates to the game. But generally, among the focuses of this video is testing that Shortcat did, going online and doing a bunch of races to see if there is indeed a higher frequency of the 3-lap courses and tracks that people prefer. But what he discovered was that not only is that issue not fixed, it doesn't seem like much has changed at all. Like, he doesn't feel like any sort of shift has happened in the probability of 3-lap courses appearing more often.
I fucking bet.
And while on the back end of the game, Nintendo could argue that they did make some adjustments, so, you know, they could have technically increased the frequency of lap-type courses appearing in the selection when choosing the next course and versus race and wireless races. While that...
I don't know what I expected when I clicked on this. Give this guy a like, a comment. It's Young Ye. I'm so sorry if I butchered that. Hit a subscribe, give him a like. I'm not shocked by this. I don't understand why so many Nintendo fucktards defend the Nintendo franchise. Dude, they're so fucking greedy, and they're absolutely disgusting in the way they do things. I don't understand how people defend this. It just blows my mind. I mean, I guess I kind of get it. Whenever you want to get fucked so hard because you don't have a woman, I can understand why it matters. You got to get that fucking from somewhere, right?